Language may be more positive than we think. Vocabulary: miserable, miserable. I think I'll take tomorrow off work because I still feel miserable. There will be miserable weather across much of the country this weekend. Troll, troll. Just ignore his comment. He's obviously trolling you. Hypothesis. The Sapir-Whorf hypothesis is the idea that the language a person speaks influences how they think. Orphan. Orphan. In the opening pages of the book, we learn that Harry Potter is an orphan living with his aunt and uncle. Optimistic. Optimistic. I've had a tough year so far, but I'm optimistic about the future. Subtitle. Subtitle. I prefer watching anime in Japanese with English subtitles rather than watching the dubbed versions. Article. Quite often, it feels like there's miserable language everywhere. Bad news on the TV and radio, arguments and trolling on social media, and complaints and gossip at work. However, there is a widely accepted idea that we actually use more positive than negative language in our daily lives. It's called the Pollyanna hypothesis. It gets its name from the main character in a children's book by American writer Eleanor Hodgman Porter, published in 1913. Pollyanna is an orphan living in poverty, but she is nevertheless cheerful and optimistic. She looks on the bright side of life. In the book, Pollyanna is taught by her father to play something called the glad game. It's a simple game. All she has to do is to find something to be glad about in every situation. The real-world Pollyanna hypothesis doesn't suggest that we are always happy, but it does suggest that we tend to favor positive language, words that are considered more optimistic. Studies have found that across a range of different languages, positive words are used more frequently than negative words. A 2015 study analyzed 100,000 words across 10 languages. It examined the language used in books, in song lyrics, online, and in movie subtitles. The researchers found that some languages included more positive words than others, but on the whole, there was a positivity bias in all the languages they looked at. There was some variety though. Spanish was found to be the most positive language, and Chinese was the least positive. English, French, German, Brazilian Portuguese, Korean, Russian, Indonesian, and Arabic were also included in the study. Since it was published in 2015, this study has often been used as evidence that Spanish is the world's happiest language. That's a fun headline and definitely something you might click on, but it's not quite what the study measured. In fact, whatever language we speak, we tend to use more positive than negative words, even if it sometimes feels like we're always complaining.